Welcome back to the Highline Podcast. Hit that button.
Yeah!
Let's go!
You can't do that.
I can't get it right.
Shut the up and let me talk.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
You're only young,
But you're gonna die. Proceed to party.
Ooh, are you ready, Riley?
What did he say?
Go Tigers.
That's incorrect.
Go Cox. I think that might be the best one we've ever done. That was good. I like that.
He's a good boy, loves his racing, loves Jesus, and Watkins Glen too. He's a good boy, is crazy about winning, loves horsepower, and Red Bull too. And it's a long day racing in New York. There's a free ride to the care center. And I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even care. And he's a bad boy for busting his ass. And Connor's free! Free falling! Yeah, he's free! Free falling! He's free falling!
My arm!
Watch out! Look at his hands!
Down goes Zilisch! Down goes Zilisch!
He knows he has lost. Actually, he won, but he lost at the same
Zilisch!
time.
What do you got? Ah! Oh my goodness!
Only reason why I sung that song, Connor's okay. He's got a broken collarbone. He's not seriously hurt. I would not sing this song if he got seriously hurt on Saturday. So, for all you NASCAR fans that are, hey, it's not funny to laugh about somebody getting hurt.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Like, if somebody did that in your local grocery store, you'd laugh your ass off.
Like the time when we watched old buddy fall running on the treadmill at the gym.
Oh, my God.
Shit was funny. It was not funny when he fell.
No, I thought he died.
And then when he got up, ran for 26 seconds, and then got off the treadmill
It's
and walked straight outside.
Probably never
and
been to the
left it as
gymnasium
I've been.
since.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that is.
Shit is funny.
So, yes. Glad Connor's okay. But he was free!
Free falling!
He was free falling. Luckily, he's just a broken collarbone. So
You
he's
know
good.
what? I'm going to say it.
I don't care.
I don't care that he broke his collarbone.
That's a meme. It's a video from, 10 years ago, probably?
That's a meme?
Is it?
It's a meme.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. Welcome back to the Highline. Trent Davis and Riley Embree back at you with the action. Episode 160 of the Highline Podcast. Drink. We'd be drinking Pepsi and Powerade.
Yeah.
We'll be like that for the next 2 episodes, I think, after this.
Yeah.
We taking our yearly month off of drinking the good old Busch Lights.
Yeah, it's a
and
shame.
It's been rough.
That's a shame.
It has been rough. But August 28th, the church bells will sing. And I'm going to be able to get some good old Busch Light back in my body, but Powerade and water suffice for now. Riley, how you doing? Okay, we get it. How you doing? I want a beer.
Hey, I want
I do.
Give me 1 beer.
When's the last time we did a
Give me 2 beers.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6.
Give me 3 beers.
I'm going to drink 22.
I might. It's been a minute since both of us were sober on this podcast.
Yeah. So it should make the most sense.
Yeah, it'll be
Most
the most
logical.
most coherent episode you've ever seen is
heard.
today. But yeah, I mean, no, I'm doing all right. Gonna have a week off of work because my daughter's sick, having to lay out of work to
She's down
watch
with
her.
the sickness.
Race on Sunday sucked, so that kind of put me in a poor mood. But I say this every week: college football is inching ever closer. PJ Fleck and the Minnesota Golden Gophers just whooped Ohio State's ass at the shoe.
Beat the shit out of them.
24-0 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They got a garbage time touchdown. Yeah. But we whooped that ass. Going to the national championship this year with
year one.
The worst quarterback I've ever played with in any video game ever. That dude's terrible. He's a ginger.
We're not going to mention the week 3 game.
Cal beat that ass.
Cal beat the shit out of us. Then we go to beat Ohio State 3 weeks later.
Yeah, we shit on the Buckeyes. They suck.
Like Odell Beckham.
Yep. But doing all right. Gonna have the week off. Gonna have Sunday off. Gonna be able to watch the race. So hopefully we don't see
Sunday. I mean Saturday night.
It is a Saturday night race, isn't it? Yeah.
Saturday night short track racing under the lights in Richmond, the action track.
So
we'll talk about that. Just skip the rest of it.
Yeah, but hopefully, like you said, Austin Dillon doesn't right hook somebody into the fence to win the race again, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Worked all weekend, and I'm pretty tired. This is had to actually work again. Got my old boy signed off, and he's on his own. Well, he's not. I mean, anyways, yeah. I'm doing work again. I'm running machines again, which is a damn shame. But I actually got I know I can't talk about work too much, but on one of my machines, where they're attempting to, they made a dimension change on my machine, and it's supposed to be the racing slick for the drag cars. Start
pissing in them.
Yeah. Hey, if I find out it's a Toyota, I'm gonna be fucking them tires up. They got any Toyota dragsters in there?
That's a joke.
It's a joke.
That's a joke.
They don't know what I work anyway. I work at Goodyear. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Just I'm wanting some good racing, man, and it feels like it's been forever since we've had some good racing.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And but luckily, we only got one road course race left, and that's not till the end of or beginning of October. So we got a while before we have to get into that again.
Is that the first weekend in October?
I think so, yeah.
I'll be out of town. Going to Dollywood.
Oh, you are going?
Yeah.
Cool.
We booked the...
Hope you fall off a roller coaster.
Me too. Or get my head kicked off like that guy a couple years ago. You remember that shit?
Oh, the guy, the Superman ride.
The guy dropped his hat, went underneath to get his hat.
The Ron White joke. You know, people say that was how'd Ron White say that joke?
Dude, tater salad? I don't know.
Tater salad. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, people thought he just stood up in the ride and got his head cut off. That's not what happened. This guy lost his hat in the ride, jumped over 3 fences that said do not go over to retrieve the hat. And as it turns out, he didn't need the hat anyway.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
You get it?
That boy got Randy Orton punch kicked.
God, did you think he felt any of that?
Oh, no, he was probably
dead instantly.
10-7 immediately. But,
yeah,
he...
Where do you think his head went?
I don't know.
God, and imagine the people their legs had to cut his head off.
You know the last thing that went through his head? A foot. But,
damn.
Yeah, anyways.
Ron White.
Yeah, Ron White.
Ron White jokes for the week
tater salad.
Are done for. But
yeah. It's I am glad that Watkins Glen is behind us.
It sucks to say too, because it's a great track, and
is
it's
it?
Yes. It's this fucking car, man. It's this fucking car.
Is it?
Yes.
We'll see, but yeah, not a great race on Sunday. Objectively speaking, I think most NASCAR fans would agree on that. I think I had a little bit higher expectations going into that weekend than I should have, which is the norm these days, I think. I kind of hyped myself up, did it with Andy. Did it with a couple other races in the past few weeks, but
I did it with Iowa. Which Iowa wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as good as I thought.
I don't think it was. I know a lot of people. I think Eric said that it was one of the worst races of the year. I don't know if it was quite that bad, but it was pretty hard to watch. Luckily, my guy had a chance. I wouldn't say had a chance to win the race at the end because no one else other than SVG did, but. He was running second, and if anything was going to go wrong, he would have had a chance to win the race. So, that made it at least a little bit interesting for me at the end. But I could imagine if you're a Chase Elliott fan or somebody like that ran 20th all day, it was probably a really, really tough watch. So, Yeah, I mean, just unfortunate. Chris got some good points. Unfortunately, so did Bowman. So didn't really. I mean, he gained a little bit with the finishing position, but didn't really gain a ton throughout the stages. And just a nothing weekend really. If that race never happened, I wouldn't be upset. And if you ask me in 2 years what happened during that race, I probably won't be able to tell you. So. Just a hard watch, and glad it's behind us. Hopefully we can go to Richmond and watch cars follow each other again there like they're probably going to do. So just disappointing all around.
Yeah, I agree. It was a rough watch. All fairness, I did not watch stage 1 at all. I was still asleep. But it seemed like nothing really happened, so I didn't miss nothing there other than Blaney winning or leading pretty much that whole stage, I think.
Chris won the stage.
Yeah. So stage 1, I mean, both my guys won the stages. Just didn't win the overall race, but yeah, just hard to pass. The only time you saw passing is when all those different strategies came into effect, which I think now we can kind of, at least for the time being, people were shitting on these tires on Goodyear, saying, "Oh, it's the tires' fault. It's not the car. It's the tires. There's no wear in the tires. Tires are not perfect." But I think we can go now to say, okay, it's not the tires anymore. It's this fucking car. Because when you had different strategies, people could pass. You had people come up through the field, back up through the field, and it was, you could do a little bit, but the car still in dirty air up towards the front was nearly impossible to pass. So
Even SVG couldn't get Ryan at the beginning, which I don't know if he was trying super hard, but Ryan
he was so tight.
Gapped him a little bit.
So tight.
Gapped him a little bit, and SVG didn't really have anything for him. It didn't look like so. I mean, passing was tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, until the tire strategies got all over the place, it was just follow the leader for most of it. And that's just unacceptable. I don't care. We're not Formula One, and that was a Formula One race to a T. I mean, it was with a little more passing, but, I mean, it was almost a Formula One race. Guy go out and wins by 11 seconds. Never really in doubt. The strategies really weren't for the lead ever. You know, you had different strategies. Oh, you come up to maybe a top 5 here, fall back to 15th, but then he'll have fresh tires at the end, kind of like Christopher Bell did. You have a guy, pit early, like Blaney, and try to hold on to the track position, lost a few spots at the end. Just like, it was all battling for close to the top 5, top 10, was never for the lead. Nobody's ever going to catch SVG. So that's why I felt like it was a Formula One race. Just the lead was never really in doubt. The winner of this race is never in doubt, unless we get cautions, late race cautions. Crazy shit can happen on restarts. I get that, but it's frustrating, and I'm not surprised by it anymore. I'm next gen car fatigued at this point. I hate this car. It runs good on intermediates, but the rest of these tracks, unless you get lucky, these races are just very mid, as the kids would say these days. It's just
at best.
It's just frustrating because we've said this before, I want the drivers to have more of an impact on how these races finish.
Are we going straight into the?
Well, in just a second. I want these drivers to have more of an impact on the finishes of these races on road courses, short tracks, which they do a little bit, but it's gotten a little better on the short tracks. Other than Bristol, Richmond's been better since the first race with this car, and so is Martinsville. But I don't know, man. It's like, what's going to happen pretty much every week now. If you have track position, you're golden, and if you don't, you got to work your ass off to try to get it, and you better hold on to it. And that's why you see people pushing so hard on restarts. Why you have a whole lot of wrecks on restarts, because these drivers know once we get single filed out, you're done for. You can maybe pass a couple guys, but it's going to be very hard to get more than a few spots on a run on any track really, other than the intermediate that's got multi-groove racing. So disappointing. I'd give it a 4 out of 10. It was just underwhelming. Watkins Glen's my favorite road course this track puts on better racing. We've seen it in the past, and with this car, the drivers can't do nothing about it. It's not the team's fault. They set up these cars to go fast, and they all have the same shit for the most part, and they can't go nowhere because dirty air is such a bad factor, and it's just frustrating. So 4 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I would say it's about the same. I will say the redeeming quality of this race was the tire strategy, because it did make it a little bit interesting. Obviously, like you said, it wasn't for the win, but it was interesting to see the differing strategies, when people pit, where they would come out, and to watch SVG drive his way back through there, because I think he, on the last restart, was like 11th. Now, granted, some of those guys in front of him pitted, but he worked his way up through there and took off, and was kind of toying with him at certain points of the race, it seemed like. But
Chris got up to second past Byron,
yeah.
and he was only 2.5 seconds back. I was like, okay, maybe we got a chance here. And then Shane stretched it out by like another 3 or 4 seconds within like 6 laps. I was like, oh yeah, this is over.
So, the pit strategy was the only redeeming quality, and even then it wasn't great. There was just some interesting portions of it, but
The real sorry, go ahead.
That's really it.
The real only incidents we had all day was Josh Berry spinning out after the carousel, and then John Hunter Nemechek getting shipped by Ty Gibbs, which Ty Gibbs had a rough day.
Yeah.
He melted down on the radio, him and his crew chief going back and forth. I don't know if that was Chris Gabehart or Tyler Allen. I don't know who it was, but they were not agreeing on strategy and how the car was running and the adjustments. It was a rough day for Ty Gibbs. I felt like Ty Gibbs felt like this was his best chance to win. I think his last chance to win and get in the playoffs, and I think that's what you saw Ty kind of flip out about over the radio. He's like, "Oh, I'm not going to win at Richmond." Even though Joe Gibbs is historically really good at Richmond. I don't expect him to win this weekend, and Daytona is a crapshoot, so he could win there, but I don't think he's really expecting to. But so other than that, Chase sucked. He lost his top 20 streak. This would have been one of the last tracks I would have thought Chase Elliott would have lost his top 20 streak. He was bad, man. Pit strategy was terrible for the 9. He had track position, then lost it immediately when him, Chris, and Ryan stayed out at the beginning of stage 2, and just never could. His car fell off bad at the long run, which is weird for Chase standards. He's not as good as Ryan Blaney on the long run, but usually he's pretty solid in a long run, especially at Watkins Glen, historically his best road course. So it's a struggle for Chase there. And like I said, Blaney won the pole, won stage 2, finished 6th. That's good. I'll take that for the 12 team. They're not great at road courses. Then Chris, finishing 3rd. And he was the best of the rest with him and Christopher Bell there at the end. If Shane's not in that race, I don't think Christopher Bell gets around Chris that easy.
I don't think he gets around him at all.
I think Chris is like, all right, you're way better than me. I'm not catching the 88 here. It'd have been a hell of a battle though if Shane's not in that race, and it came down between the battle of the Chris's there. But just a frustrating day yet again.
Well,
and can't wait for, like you said, I can't wait for college football to have something else to watch as well. Now, I'll still watch NASCAR, obviously, but I'm looking forward to Saturdays in the fall.
Yeah, for sure. Well, with that being said, do you think that this is a Shane Van Gisbergen problem, or do you think this is a next-gen problem? Because like you just said, the race for the win would have been really good between the 20 and the 17. The problem is it was 11 seconds behind the guy that was actually winning the race.
Yeah.
So is this a Shane Van Gisbergen problem, or is this a next-gen problem that this race was so bad?
I think it's a mixture of both. This car still is just not good. The racing itself for most of this race was not good. So, but Shane also dominating. Like you say, if you take Shane out, I mean, people probably think this race is a pretty good race between Chris and Christopher. But, yeah, it's hard to say. I think it's a mixture of both. I want to say it's all the car, but it's not. Part of this is Shane is just so damn good. But the car doesn't help it. It's like two wrongs don't make a right because I think it's kind of both. But I think if this car was better, I think you could have a guy that could maybe contend with SVG at these road courses. We've seen it before with this car, and this car is just.
And you see it on Saturdays every time they run.
Yeah, with Connor Zilisch, like most of the time he's a faster car than Shane on the road courses. So I think it's hard to say. I'll probably lean more towards it being the car, but Shane is very good, and Shane will stink up. Like, you remember Jimmy Johnson at Dover for years?
Yeah.
People thought Dover was a terrible track, terrible race, because Jimmy Johnson would win all of them back in the day. When overall the racing was pretty good at Dover.
I'd pay for a Dover race like that now.
Yeah, so like I said, it's hard for me to say one way or the other. I think it's more the car. If this car was better at road courses, if it didn't have these big ass brakes and have these big ass tires, a diffuser, I think we'd have better racing throughout the field, and I think people could have a better chance at contending with SVG at some of these races on these road courses. But also, it is partially because Shane Van Gisbergen is just so out of the league of everybody else right now. And like I said, Trackhouse, I said it a few weeks ago, we had the Shane Van Gisbergen GOAT debate. Trackhouse knows how to bring road course race cars. All three guys in the top 10. When's the last time we had Daniel Suarez in the top 10? It's been a while. Ross Chastain, very fast all day. Top 5 car. Didn't have Shane speed, but
I will say that those guys are also pretty talented road course racers.
Yeah, but
Both have road course wins in the Cup Series.
you want to use my argument against me? But we never thought Ross was a good road course racer until he got to Trackhouse. Daniel Suarez, yeah. But Ross, never really thought of him as a good road course guy. So
Yeah.
I think Trackhouse brings better equipment to the tracks than most people think. And Shane is the best road course driver in the Cup Series right now, by far. So it kind of just makes it look worse than I think it actually is. If he's driving, I'll be honest with you, if he's driving the Penske 22, he probably still wins the race, but I don't think he wins it by 11 seconds.
See, I think the opposite. I think if
At
he's,
road courses?
I think if
Penske sucks on road
I
courses.
think if he's in the Penske 22, he qualifies on the pole.
Why
and
isn't Joey
leads every
Logano?
lap. Because Shane's a better road course racer than
Yes,
Joey Logano is.
but Joey Logano is the overall better road course or better overall driver.
Yeah, and that's
than Shane.
that's why he beats him every week on the ovals, but he doesn't on the
Yes, but
road
Logano
courses.
has a win at Watkins Glen in the Cup Series.
yes in a different car.
Yeah, in the next-gen car, Penske has come nowhere close, I think, to winning a damn next-gen road course race.
I mean, I will say this: the 12 qualified on the pole, and
It's the first time we've ever seen that.
Sure,
That's my point. I think
Sure.
Trackhouse equipment is top tier at these road courses.
I think you could put Shane Van Gisbergen. Do you think colleague equipment was that good last year when he was running in it?
No, it was worse.
And he was
good.
very good.
Almost won Watkins Glen,
Yeah.
but he didn't win a race. He didn't win a race.
And he probably
in
should.
college
He
last year.
probably
He
should
should have.
He should have won the Watkins Glen.
He should have
race,
probably
but-
won Chicago if he didn't get wrecked.
Yeah. So like, I would say yeah.
I'm not saying all of it is the car. SVG is just.
We had this debate a couple weeks ago. I do think Shane's the best there has ever been in the road course racing as far in NASCAR. Anyway, but I do think it's 90% the car. And the reason I'm saying that is because, and how good I think Shane is that, we can watch a race on Saturday, and yeah, he's really good, and he's in that 5th junior car, which is a good car. I don't think it's the best car out there. I mean, obviously it's not. I think Connor Zilisch is in the best car. I think the 7's probably better than him that 9 car most weeks. I think, the other cars that they bring are just as competitive. And even Shane, when he gets out of it, he says, we didn't have the best setup today. We didn't have the best car today, this, that, and the third. But he's always right there with Connor. And he probably could have won the race at Sonoma if he wanted to. He just didn't want to move him again, which he had to move him in Chicago to beat him. And he had.
He didn't even really move him. He just kind of.
Yeah, he didn't race him
door slammed him.
super clean.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything dirty. But if he wanted to move in Chicago, he could have, or in Sonoma, he could have. And then Connor was, trying to give him the benefit of the doubt on Saturday, and just kind of got put in a bad situation and probably made a little bit of a mistake himself and ended up wrecking him. But, Shane doesn't dominate on the road course stuff on Saturdays. And that's why I think it's more a car than a Shane problem, because the car on Sunday is more like what Shane drives, so he's kind of got, or is used to driving, so he's kind of already got a feel that he didn't have, or that he doesn't have in the Xfinity stuff. But the rest of the field has many more laps on these racetracks, and they just can't get to him, and they can't. It's almost like they can't do anything, and it's because of the car. And he knows how to put that car in better positions than they do, so they're already on the back foot. But they can't even race each other, much less worry about racing him. Most of the guys throughout the field can't pass each other unless somebody makes a mistake in front of them, or the tires are way different. There's no way that you can follow a guy in the corner. The cars are too easy to drive, in my opinion, which is why somebody with as much talent as Shane can be so good, is that he can drive that car a lot harder fast than the guys behind him can. And, you can look at, some of the most entertaining road course racing in the world, which I thought it was pretty entertaining prior to this car, even though there's only 2 or 3 races a year. Those cars weren't built to do it. So whenever you got a car out there that's not built to do something, I think it makes for better racing. But these cars, like I said, brake too good. They turn too good. They're too stable. And then you factor in the fact that you can't follow somebody very closely without losing the nose. It just makes for poor racing. And F1 has the same problem, I think, is that, if you think back to, and of course this is before our time, but if you think back to what the most entertaining F1 racing, in my opinion, is, pre-2000s, F1 stuff, those cars, yeah, they had downforce, but, it wasn't the spaceships that they're driving around today. Yeah, they had grip in the tires, but they were grooved tires. They didn't have as much grip as they have today. They were smaller cars, so they were easier to put in, tight holes. And they slipped, they slid around. The drivers had to drive them. They had to control that right foot. They had to control the brake pedal. They had to control the shifting. They had to do everything. The driver was in charge of what that car did. And now, F1, IndyCar, NASCAR, they're all in the same boat. These cars drive way too good to be competitive. And, it's all the cars are driving well. All the cars are working well. You don't have to worry about tire wear that much. You don't have to worry about braking that much. You don't have to worry about anything because the car is going to function. It's going to function right, and it's got so much downforce on it that you just drive it in the quarter, stand on the brake pedal, turn, and the car is going to do the rest. And that's why I think, road course racing so bad is it's just the car does everything well. And it's almost out of the driver's hands on whether or not they can make a difference, because they can't, and they can't make a difference. Some of the best road course racers in the world can't make a difference. A.J. Allmendinger, very good road course racer, gets mired back in 15th, and he's running 15th. And Chase Elliott, he won 14 fucking races in a row in road courses just a few years ago. He can't do anything. He gets mired back in 20th, and he runs 20th. There's been one guy. Now, granted, this is probably going to seem like a homer, take, but there's been one guy that has, really elevated his road course racing stuff in this car, and that's Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher seems to be the only guy that's consistently able to run well on every road course other than Shane Van Gisbergen. Now, granted, he doesn't win that often. The Watkins Glen race was the only race he's ever won in this car on a road course, but he's always there. And he's always competitive, and he can make passes, and he can work it. I thought he was the fastest car in the field midway through this race. Granted, Shane was, but Chris could do it. But, it's few and far between when you have a guy like that. And even when that's the case, they're not going to beat Shane when Shane's on his game. And I think it's more a car problem than it is a Shane problem. And it doesn't seem like NASCAR gives a fuck. And it doesn't seem like they're going to fix it. So,
and it's not like people that, again, they'll say that we're just Shane haters, which is
love Shane.
So far beyond the truth.
I think he's great.
But it's not just us. You hear people like Jeff Gluck complain about this. Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin. They all say it. This car sucks. So it's not like we're just saying this because we don't like Shane winning by 11 seconds, or we don't like it because, fucking, I don't know, because Roush ain't won a race all year or whatever. Chase Elliott
ran
26th. It's not that. It's just we grew up when racing was still in the teams and drivers' control for most of the way. And right now, it's all about track position. Qualifying has never been more important, especially at road courses. Now, yeah, you can flip strategies and flip stages, and if you got a good enough car, you can work your way up through there. But it's really fucking hard, especially on ovals where there's no multi-groove racing. You're kind of running on the one groove, or lane and a half is the only thing you got. That's not racing. That's follow the leader and hope they make a mistake, or wait for them to stub their own foot. Like, we grew up in Gen 4, them flying around the racetrack. They were uncomfortable to drive as well, which these cars are not necessarily uncomfortable, but you're good. Oh, shit, I'm spinning out. Oh, shit, I'm in the wall. The drivers can't get a good feedback on these cars when these cars do get a little out of control. There's no saving cars hardly ever.
The only thing I can compare it to is I've done some iRacing, I've done some sim stuff, and the Gen 4 car feels like you're driving a race car. Like that, what you imagine a race car would feel like is what a Gen 4 car feels like.
A lot of power,
you get in,
not a lot of grip.
Yeah, and you feel like you can't get to full throttle until you're past the fucking start-finish line because the motherfucker wants to jump around on you because it's got so much power.
Yeah.
And when you get into the corner, it wants to spin out.
Yeah.
It wants to wreck, and you have to make sure it doesn't.
That's why Jimmy Johnson was so good for years. He could control that car on the setup being really fucking loose.
But
loose is fast.
But these new cars, at least to me, and at least on the sim, obviously I don't drive for a living, but on the sim, it feels like these cars are, driving your Honda Civic down the road. Now, granted, you're doing it 100 mile an hour faster on the racetrack than you would, down the highway, but it feels like that. It feels like you're just on a Sunday drive at 180 mile an hour because the car drives so well until you get behind a guy, and once you get behind him, the just front tires just don't work. And, it used to be, and I've heard Dale Jr. say this, it used to be that the leading car was at a disadvantage because the guy could manipulate the air from behind you to get you loose. Now it's the exact opposite, and it's been that way even, in the Gen 6 era a little bit.
Especially the 550.
We started seeing this with Joey Logano. He was the best guy at it back in the day, was the aero blocking. He was kind of the first guy I remember seeing that did it very well.
That was really good.
And, now it's the guy in front, as long as he knows, if he can take away your line, there's nothing you can do. Like, if he just drives it into the corner and you happen to follow him in there, it literally does not matter. You're not going to get to him unless you're just ungodly faster than him, which is really not possible anymore unless you're coming up on Cody Ware or fucking Catherine Legg. So if it's a Roush car and a Penske car, good luck. You're not going to be able to get to him unless the guy in front of you gives you the lane that you want to run, which is at a road course or a short track, not possible because they're single grooves. There's nothing you can do short of, dive bombing in there to get a pass on a guy. So, I think it's 97% the car. I do. I think it's almost not. I think lumping Shane Van Gisbergen into this is almost not even worth talking about The only reason I say that it is because he's dominant and he's that good. Because nobody was saying Chase Elliott was ruining road course races when he was dominating. Nobody was saying that Jeff Gordon was ruining road course racing when he was dominating. It's the car. It is 100% the car, and he would not be dominating like this. I'll concede that. He would not be dominating like this in any other style of car, even though he is the best out there. He would still be winning, and he probably still would have won Saturday if they were driving fucking lawnmowers around there because he's that good. But it would be more competitive, and guys would be able to at least race each other and possibly race him if they were good enough on that day. Chris got lucky last year. He did. Now, granted, he's good enough to put himself in position.
Well,
to
Shane
get
made
lucky.
a mistake. Yeah, Shane made a mistake.
But he got lucky, and like I said, granted, he was good enough to be there, and he had the right strategy, and things worked out for him on that day. But Shane should have won that race. It's
well, he had. If you remember, Chris was leading before the restart.
Yes,
and Shane
but
kind of
Shane was coming
a little bit. I don't remember exactly, but Shane kind of ran him wide into one, and that's how he got the lead in the first place.
And then he missed the chicane. But
yeah.
But what I'm saying is if you think back to since Shane has started racing this car, his first race was Chicago. He won that race. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is amazing," And it was a pretty decent race, but it was because of the rain. If you think of every race that he's been in since then on the road course, you could argue that he probably should have won all of them.
Except for Coda this year.
And even that, he was not bad. Like, he didn't run 15th. I think he finished 6th, 5th?
6th.
And Coda's probably the only example that you can point to and say, he probably wasn't the best car that day. But nobody would have been surprised if he won the race.
Well, when he made a second start at, was it Chicago? Indy Road Course? No, Indy Road Course. Yeah, Indy Road Course and Watkins Glen. After he won it, I don't think he raced Watkins Glen. The Indy Road Course, he ran like 12th all day. That's the only other one.
Was that the race that Chris caught on fire in?
I think so. It's the one that Michael McDowell won.
Yeah. It was Michael and Chase at the end, right?
Michael, Chase, and Daniel.
Yeah. So
that's the only other one.
Yeah, maybe that one too. So 2 out of the fucking 30, or 25, whatever, 20 that he's been in. Still, I mean, that the guy's amazing, but
he's amazing.
The car's not, and I would love. We'll never see it, but I would love to see what a race like a 2005 Watkins Glen race with him in the field would look like.
Why? That's what I said a couple weeks ago.
I still think he would have. I still think
he would be.
I still
fast,
think he'd be the favorite.
Yes,
but
I'm still. He's almost. He's still not the GOAT in my opinion of road course racing, but he is. He's solidified himself as third, for sure. He's on the Mount Rushmore, and he's getting closer to Tony and Jeff. And if he wins the Roval, he might jump Tony. And obviously, if he wins a couple more next year, I will concede it.
Which he will.
He will.
And he'll win a couple more the year after that because he signed a multi-year deal. So
yeah. Congratulations, Shane. Won the race and got a contract extension. But we both agree it's more the car than Shane. So the guys just got to get better. The problem is, like you said, I don't know how much they can do. If Shane, and another thing, a big reason why Shane's been winning a lot of these races, if you look at his qualifying results on all these races, pole, top, outside
second,
pole, third,
second.
fourth, like he's right there at the beginning. He's already got the advantage. If Shane fucks up and he qualifies 25th, now I would love to see something like that to see if he can work his way up to the field. He probably can.
I think they should double his purse and let
it.
him. I think they should do what a short track does. Hey, you're stinking up the show. We'll pay you double to start in the rear.
Yeah, and see what he can do from there. Because I would love to see that and see if Shane can work his way up through the field.
What would happen is he just flipped the stage and, or not, whatever, but, figure out the strategy to get track position.
He might get wrecked, though, in the process. You don't know.
Maybe.
But, Shane is really good, and guys got to get better. But like we said, there's not a whole lot these drivers can do with this based off how this car drives at these road course races. But we did have some good racing, good-ish, racing on Saturday, the Xfinity race between Connor Zilisch dumping Shane out of 7 and Austin Hill kamikazeing Michael McDowell, creating the biggest wreck at Watkins Glen history in the Xfinity Series. And then Connor winning and then breaking his collarbone, falling out of the car after he won, slipping on the window net. He's free falling. That was a race. That was a very this race I think I will remember. You saying that won't remember the Cup race on Sunday, probably next week, but I'll remember this Xfinity race on Saturday. Just a crazy, crazy race. Shane really didn't have nothing for Connor. He was really holding Connor up for most of the race. Connor was leading most of this race in dominating fashion. Had over 3, 4, 5, 6 second lead over Shane the whole time, at least when they got longer in runs. And some cautions, got it all over the place. And then, I see Shane and Connor battling there for the lead. Connor getting into Shane and putting him in the wall, and Austin Hill doing what he does. It's just, where do you want to start first? Where do you want to go first?
I would say, just in general, talk about the racing just a little bit.
The racing was pretty good.
Racing was better on Saturday, obviously.
For sure.
Connor kind of stinks up the show on Saturdays the same way that Shane does on Sundays. But at least Shane's in that race, so he can give a little bit of competition. And
Connor would have been in on Sunday if he didn't fall out of his fall off
That's
the car.
fair. But the racing was better, and that's really all you need to know. I mean, the racing obviously was better on Saturday. The incident between Connor and Shane, Shane was winning, leading the race. Connor had much fresher tires, was
in a better car,
and Shane was holding him up, and I think it was Austin Hill that was kind of hounding the 88 there. So Connor thought he probably had to go, so he didn't get taken out by the 21, which is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
But coming out of 9? They've renumbered those turns
6.
so many times
6.
I don't remember. But
I think it's 6.
that left-hander right before the final turn, which used to be grass and
Gravel.
sand out there.
I hate sand.
It's no longer there. It's fucking 400 yards of concrete, which is another problem with the road course racing. But Connor gets out wide over the rumple strips. The 9 kind of runs to the rumple strips and doesn't really give Connor a ton of space. I think Connor probably still could have done it, but he didn't. Tried to come back on track, and the 9 was there because the 9 didn't give him any room, and nor should he have. But the 88 come back on the track and got into the right rear of the 9 and kind of sent him into the wall, which was a really tough hit. It was a hard
side.
hit.
Yep.
Spun him around and slid driver's side in the door. All 4 tires come up off the ground. So tough hit for the 9 there. And then, like I said, foreshadowing with the 21. What car was Michael driving?
The 11.
The 11. Was the 11 winning the race? Was he in the lead?
No, Connor was in the
Connor
lead.
was still in the lead. I think he was second, though, then.
Yeah. Second or third.
They were coming out of the carousel, and again, all that open space to the left hand of the track there. They use all of it. And, the 21 tries to sneak in a hole between the guardrail and the 11 car, which just was never going to happen.
No.
And right hooks, I guess it'd be a left hook there, but left hook the 11 into the fence, caused the biggest wreck in Watkins Glen Xfinity Series history. Big old pile up, huge hit for the 11. Took a lot of guys out of that race.
Ryan Ellis about had his windshield about caved in all the way.
So
behind.
That one, I think, again, a similar incident, I think, looks a little bit differently, but I think the same thing happened. Just a little bit more egregious with the 21. The 11 didn't really leave the 21 any room, which you wouldn't there.
Yeah.
There's more of an argument for the Connor Zilisch and Shane Wreck that is probably more 50-50. But this one is all the 21 because there's just no reason to think that you could put a car there, try to make a hole that doesn't exist, and try to get back in line so he didn't hit the guardrail and hook the 11, which I saw some people saying that it was on purpose. It wasn't on purpose.
Nah,
he didn't wreck him on purpose, but just a really, really stupid move by Austin Hill. Really dangerous move, really boneheaded. Just lack of awareness from Austin Hill there, especially thinking this is his first race back after being suspended for intentionally wrecking a guy.
Which he says he still didn't take it to his grave.
Yeah, but we all know he did it on purpose, and I know he didn't do this one on purpose. But just a terrible, terrible look. Really, really stupid of him to do, which could have hurt somebody and ruined a lot of good cars' days. So just kind of off the – I texted you this when it happened, kind of off the Austin Hill bandwagon now, which I've been kind of one foot in, one foot out for
happy to welcome
now,
you in.
Just drives like an asshole. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt when I can because I do like seeing aggressive driving. I do like seeing people overstep sometimes because it means that they care. I wish Chris Buescher would do a little bit more of overstepping. I'd rather see him drive a little bit harder than kind of get taken advantage of sometimes. So seeing a guy, that's unapologetic about the way he drives and, going out there and doing it and, not saying sorry afterwards is kind of refreshing these days. But Austin Hill just does it way too often and doesn't take accountability for his own actions. So just kind of off that bandwagon and am no longer going to be rooting for him to win, which I don't really root for him to win anyway. It just never really bothered me when he does. But just making it really hard on himself, especially for a guy that thinks that he deserves a cup seat. But this is what happens when you race for RCR. When there's no accountability at the top, you have drivers that race like this. So I'm not surprised, but disappointed to see it happen.
Yeah, the Connor and SVG thing, I think it's kind of more of a racing deal than anything. Just kind of the 88 was trying to get back on the track. The 9 went a little wide too. The 88 went wider. It's a similar thing to the 21 and the 11, but I don't think it's as egregious. Sure, Connor should have maybe lifted just a little bit there. But he, like I said, he had the 21 breathing down his neck as well. So, you don't want to give up a spot at 21 when he's really hard to pass in any track. He's the Ryan Newman of the Xfinity Series. So I get that. It was still more on Connor than it was Shane. Shane didn't really do nothing wrong. He just kind of he didn't think the 88 would try to get on the inside of him there, considering how low he was and how wide the 88 was behind him. He's like, okay, the 88 is just going to fall in behind me here. And he didn't. And just circumstantial, it's racing deal more than anything, but it is more on Connor's not the first, but one of the rare mistakes we've seen Connor make at these at any track, really. And then the Austin Hill thing, I would love to come on here and say, yeah, he did it on purpose, because I don't like the guy at all. Can't stand him. But he didn't do this on purpose. It was a terrible, terrible move, terrible decision. Because, like you said, the guardrail's coming up. That's not a passing zone. I get you're trying to get on the inside of the 11 because you would have leverage over the 11 getting into 6 there because it's a left-hander. But, I mean, that move is just 1 out of a million that's going to work out. And especially considering the 11 went wide already and you're wider again, kind of the same thing, there's no way you're going to be able to get on the inside of him there. That's why they go wide in that corner. That's why they need to put fucking grass or gravel back over there and put grass and gravel on the other, in 6 and 1. You don't get these crazy bonsai moves trying to get on the inside or outside of somebody at these road courses if you have something there that will prevent them from doing it. And people just for safety and for, if you make a mistake, get stuck in the sand, that'd be a quick caution.
Don't make a mistake.
Don't make a mistake. And this is what happens when you give all the drivers, what's the famous saying? You give a driver an inch, they're going to take a foot. That's the same way with these road courses. You give them all this free track, no out of bounds. I'm not saying we should make track limits because I've never been a fan of that. But if you put shit there that will hurt the performance of your race car, will slow you down, will cause you to fuck up, they won't make that move. Austin Hill doesn't make that move if there's gravel or grass or whatever over there. So can't have your cake and eat it too. You want to talk about safety, and you have these big wrecks like this because people take all the track up and try to take it to the max amount they can. And when that happens, they're going to overstep it, and you're going to have wrecks like this. So, but it's a stupid move by Austin. Not surprised by it. Surprised he did it his first race back, and then he comes out on the next restart and punts the 88. A late. People don't want to talk about this, but Connor he said he drove in there a little conservatively, but the 21 tried to go just follow him, and then at the last second he tried to jump to the inside of the 88, moved him up. It's a bump and run. I'm not super mad about it, but it's kind of a aggressive move after what you just did to the 11. It's like, okay, well, I made a huge mistake. Let me go out there and win the race at least. I don't give a fuck what I do now. As long as I just don't wreck nobody again, I'm going to move the 88 here. It's the only chance I got. Like, that's like Martinsville in the spring. Only chance you got is just run in the back of somebody and move them up the track, spin them out. I don't give a fuck. Well, I'm coming through. Like, sometimes accept defeat. Accept you're not going to get that position for Michael McDowell right there. You were a faster car. Just be a little more patient. I get the 88 was pulling away and you got laps coming down to it, but that's a terrible move right there from Austin Hill. And he continues to have no self-awareness after what he did at Indy. What he does here, he's going to continue to do it because, like you said, he drives for RCR, which is a blue-collar team in RCR's and Richard Childress's mind, that he's okay with shit like that. Hey, go for it. You know, I don't give a shit. Try to win the race. I don't give a shit what you do. And that's the culture there, and it's not going to change as long as RC is still alive, in my opinion. So it's just another one of Austin Hill's highlight reel or low light reel that he can add to the list. He's going to have more. He'll continue to drive like this until somebody beats the shit out of him, which, to be fair, probably nobody can in NASCAR. So he's the big bully. He's going to continue to do it until somebody does something about it. And when they do something about it, he's going to have a problem with it because he's bipolar. I don't know. But, just stupid move by Austin. And it was entertaining, but it was just entertaining in the wrong sense.
You good?
Yeah, I'm dying over here. Talking too much.
Lucky. Yeah. Fuck him.
Welcome to the Austin Hill hate bandwagon. Let's go. Fuck the 21.
Fuck them all. Fuck them by.
Yep. Hit that button for RTT.
Ripping the topics.
Ripping the topics. All right. RTT ripping the topics this week. We got the Truck Series to talk about. Already talked about the Xfinity race. But Truck Series on Friday wasn't much better as far as driver talent than the Xfinity Series on Saturday. How I had a whole lot of wrecks. 3 overtimes, 4 overtimes. Guys couldn't get through the bus stop without wrecking. Whole bunch of hard hits. Corey Haim wins. He had the best car or truck for most of the day. Connor Zilisch was in this race. He was like 3rd or 4th all day. Couldn't really get up to Connor ever.
Chris Buescher was in this race.
Yeah,
Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Christopher Bell was the only guy that could really contend with Corey. And Christopher had to pit late with all those cautions because he's going to run out of fuel there. He's jumping ahead of the 11 trying to get track position. It just didn't work out for them. Still came back to finish like 4th, I think, coming back up through the field with all those wrecks. But, Daniel Hemrick had a chance to get Corey there at the end. I wish he would have. I was cheering for Daniel.
Raced him a little cleaner.
Raced him way cleaner, which, to be fair, I respect him more for that than going there and just dumping the 11. But I think he could have roughed him up a little bit more than what he did. He drove like he just didn't want to touch the 11, and it's the last lap of the race. The only way you're going to pass somebody is moving them, making a little contact with them, in my opinion, and he failed to do that. So, but Corey probably deserved to win this race, 6th win of the year. I think it's like his 3rd or 4th straight, 5th maybe straight road course win.
He's won them all this year
in the Truck Series. So he's on a heater, SVG heater, He's on a roll like Cottonelle. He's made for all this shit. And, just overall, the race itself, it was actually decent racing. It wasn't as good as the Xfinity race on Saturday, but I think it was better than the Cup race on Sunday. It just the end of this race got really messy, a whole bunch of wrecks. People just overstepping their boundaries and getting into people in the bus stop, not caring about anybody else but themselves, and wind up wrecking themselves or the other person and 4 or 5 guys along with it. Just got really messy there, and that's what happens in the Truck Series when you get overtime. Restarts, I've noticed, Truck Series usually is either really boring because it's really calm with no overtimes, or it gets fucking chaotic and a whole bunch of wrecks happen. It's one end of the spectrum or the other, and this weekend it was just the crazy aspect and crazy end. So it was a decent race. It got messy, but you're young drivers, a lot of guys in the field that probably don't deserve to be in the field, overstepping their boundaries, just trying to do everything they can to get spots when probably shouldn't do it that way, and you're going to get wrecks when that happens.
Yeah. Friday's race was kind of disappointing for me. I kind of cut it off once Chris decided to not be competitive, and so that was, I switched back and watched the final restart, and watched Daniel Hemrick not rough him up. Same thing, he probably should have. I respect the fact that he didn't, but in that situation, I'm probably laying the bumper there.
I think Corey is definitely laying the bumper there.
Yeah, for sure he is. So, kind of disappointing to see that didn't happen, but I get it. I respect him for not doing it, but I wanted Hemrick to win, so it was kind of disappointing. I will say this kind of goes along with, I think, our next topic and this topic and our last topic. The 3 fastest times for each of the 3 races this past weekend are in descending order. So the Truck Series actually had the fastest lap of all the 3 races. Andres Perez, who just got fired in the Spire 77, ran a 72.76. So minute 12 seconds. A minute. Fuck, it's very difficult. 1 minute 12.76 seconds was the fastest time from him on the race on Friday. The Xfinity car ran a 72.84, so a minute 12.84, and then the slowest of the weekend was Kyle Larson, who didn't have brakes on lap 1, ended up going behind the wall, finishing like 15 laps down. He ran a 73.20. So
because they had nothing else to race for, they taped that car. We can't put tape on it, but they souped that car up for qualifying, setup, go up there and race and bring it back down.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So half a second off, almost, of the truck in a Cup car. Kind of disappointing, but hey, trucks are moving, so good on them for still racing, which is just, it's fucking crazy to me that the Truck Series had the fastest time this weekend. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Truck Series goes, I mean, it is what it is. I've kind of fallen out of love with truck racing here recently. A lot of guys I don't give a fuck about. A lot of guys that I don't like that are competitive. None of the guys I really root for are that competitive. So
Still got Lane Wiggs.
Which I like Lane, but like I don't care. I just don't care.
Yeah. And it's the Corey Haim Invitational most weeks.
So kind of disappointing on that. I'll probably start picking up more. I guess, are they racing this weekend? It's the first race of the playoffs for them?
No, it's the last race before the playoffs.
Is it? So I'll probably pick it back up a lot more once the playoffs start, but I kind of see truck racing when I can, but I was watching preseason football.
That's bad.
Friday night. So
was the Broncos on?
No, I was watching.
That's even worse.
I turned on.
Watch the Carolina game?
Yeah, I was watching the Carolina and the Browns.
We got shit on.
I wanted to see if Shador, how he played.
He balled out. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think I could have.
Go and give him the MVP trophy right now.
And that's the one thing I'll say about that game is I don't hate Shador Sanders. I don't love Shador Sanders. I don't think he's that good, but it didn't matter what happened in this game. Half of the people were going to be like, oh, he's terrible, I told you, or you guys are fucking dumb. He just passed for 2 touchdowns. It doesn't matter. It's the fucking preseason. Yeah. Bo Nix played like shit in our preseason game. I'm not worried about Bo Nix. He'll be fine. It's fucking preseason. But I did want to see what was going to happen. But, yeah, that's why I didn't watch truck race. But the Broncos did play. I think they played Sunday, so we won our Saturday. Excuse me, they played Saturday night, and we won ours. So let's go. Going undefeated.
21-0?
Yep, that's it.
20-0. All right. NASCAR 25 news. Tell me about it.
They making a racing game. It's
good insight.
Yeah, they released some more stuff. They released
You're in more detail than me.
Yeah, they released a dev diary from iRacing. The guys that are making the game released a dev diary. Had some guys talking about some racers talking about how the game feels because they've got to play it. A lot of guys talking about how the physics are really good, and how the sound's really good, and which I'm kind of one of those guys. I don't really take a lot from these dev diaries, other than them talking about what you can do in the game. Seeing game modes, seeing stuff like that is kind of why I look at these dev diaries. I'm never going to listen to a driver that gets paid on there to tell me that the game's good because, I don't. I mean, do they actually believe it? Do they actually play games? Are they just telling me this because that's what the script said to say?
Because they're not going to if a guy.
They're not going to say, this game sucks.
Yeah.
This game's terrible. They're not going to. So,
And if they did, they're not going to put it in.
Yeah, they're not going to put it in there. Yeah. So, I do. It is releasing in middle October. I think October 14th. Mm-hmm. So I will be buying the game regardless. I haven't bought the last two that have come out, but I am going to buy this one.
You bought NASCAR Heat 5.
I didn't buy when it came out. But
I didn't buy Heat 5 at all.
This one is. I am going to buy this one. I do have faith that this one is going to be good, but I don't really take a ton from this. But it does give me a little bit of hope that they're saying the right things. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The game looks good from the screenshots that I've seen, from the little bit of video that you could see in the dev diary. The game looks like it's going to be good. You could see, I can't remember who it was in the truck series. You could see the car go in a corner.
Rajah Caruth.
I think it was Caruth. The truck gets in the corner, and you can see the back end trying to step out a little bit, which is good. You do want to see that. You want to see having to, fight the car a little bit, which, again, iRacing does handling very well. They have the track scans. The track and the cars are going to be somewhat realistic as much as you can in a arcade style racing game. So I am excited for it. I just want to see some fucking gameplay, some extended gameplay. I want to see a fuel run. I want to see tire wear. I want to see a car start 20th and not drive his way to first in 2 laps. I want to see the game. So we'll see. Hopefully it's going to be good, but I am excited for it.
Same. I did watch the dev diary. I haven't really watched many of them. I watched the first one.
I've seen all of them.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen first one and maybe this one and maybe another one. But it does look good. I have more faith in this one than I have. Well, to be fair, Ignition. I thought Ignition was going to be good, and it wasn't. But this is the best I've felt about a NASCAR game since Inside Line, and that was 13 years ago, if that tells you anything. So NASCAR gaming has been at a horrible decline because nobody can make a good NASCAR game for 20-plus years.
It's like football games and baseball games and basketball games.
Everything.
And all the sports games suck now.
Yeah, so...
except MLB The Show. It's the only one that kind of is hanging on, which even that they need to spice it up. But
yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I love playing NASCAR games as a kid. I mean, it was NASCAR and college football. I mean, Madden every now and then, 2K, but it was mainly NASCAR games and college football games growing up. That's what I played 24/7, 365. And I've been dying to have a good NASCAR game to play. iRacing, it'll suffice, but there's just a lot of stupid shit that goes on with people that don't know how to fucking drive.
And then you have to wait an hour and a half for a race.
Yeah, and you can't pick the tracks you want to play unless you do AI racing, and the AI racing is decent, but it's okay, But yeah, it's just I want to have part of that childhood back with me again because I need it.
Yep.
And
I don't need it.
Yeah, I need it. And I think this will help the younger audience that NASCAR wants to have. You look at all the little kids running around with football jerseys on and stuff like that. It's because they play Madden. They play with the guys that they cheer for. In NASCAR, you can't do that. You got a little NASCAR guy named Timmy, 6 years old, wants to play a NASCAR game. You got to go back to NASCAR, a good one anyway. You don't go back to NASCAR Thunder 04 when he ain't heard of none of these guys.
Yeah.
Where's Sterling Marlin at? Where's he at on Sundays? Oh, that's right. He's 70 years old. Where's Rusty Wallace? Where's Tony Stewart?
He's calling the race. He's there.
Yeah. He's not driving, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to get the younger audience when you don't have a game to kind of grab people's attention, grab kids' attention, and get them interested. They like the game. They pick a guy. Like, that's how my cousin got into NASCAR. He would come over to my dad's house when he was like, I think right after high school, maybe beginning of college, somewhere around there. And he played NASCAR games with me because I played them. He wanted to play them with me. He's like, all right, I'm going to play with you. 6 or 7. He's really young. I picked Jeff Gordon, and he scrolled through there. He's like, ooh, who's this guy? I love this car. It's Martin Truex Jr.
Boo.
78 Furniture Row, straight black. It's like, that's who you going to pick? He's like, yeah. And until Martin Truex Jr. retired last year, he was a huge NASCAR fan with me. He loved Truex. He watched every race. Now he's a teenager, and he don't watch it as much anymore this year that he has in years past. But that game, me playing it with him when he was 6, 7 years old, got him into NASCAR. It's simple as that. And I think this will happen a lot with the younger kids as well if you give them a good game. A game that's fun to play, that the adults have, like the diehard fans that are gamers want to play too. If you got a shitty NASCAR game and your kid wants to play a NASCAR game, but you really don't want to play it because the game sucks, it's like, no, I'm not playing that with you, Timmy. This game sucks. So this game, if it's just decent, if it's playable, yeah, fun playing it, the physics are fun, the racing is fun, the strategy's fun, the AI don't do stupid shit like the U-Technics games used to do, which the racing was fun overall, but the AI cars were stupid. You'd have fucking Timmy Hill win the Daytona 500 because he stayed out the whole race. It's like, what the shit like that. If you can avoid that, have a good time playing it, and that's all you need. This is a start point. If you have a good game that can play well, have fun doing it, and not bullshit happen along the way, we can deal with this first what's that word? Iteration of this game, and then we can build from here. It ain't got to be perfect. It ain't got to be the greatest game of all time, but if it's fun to play and you get people involved, it's a win. Then you can build on it from there. So I'm excited for it. Can't wait to play it. I will buy it also in October if I have the fucking money. But
facts.
I'll sell my damn feet pics on OnlyFans to pay for it. But I'm excited for it. Kyle Petty's very excited about.
What the fuck does Kyle Petty got to do with this?
He's got something to do about it. Kyle Petty's very excited about the next gen car. He loves it.
Well, Kyle Petty's one of those guys that says a lot of stupid shit. He says a lot of smart shit. I agree with him. I either really agree with Kyle Petty or I really disagree with Kyle Petty. There's very rarely that I'm kind of on the fence.
Well, he does that for a reason. He's going to say something that's out of left field, it's like, oh, yeah, I agree with that, too. Not a lot of people want to say it, but he'll say it. I agree with him. Or say shit like this that you're about to read, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I can't read. But here we go. This is Kyle Petty's quote. He was on a podcast.
MRN Radio.
MRN Radio. He says...
Or the podcast. They got MRN Podcast Radio. Something.
People complained in the 70s about the tubular chassis. They complained about the radial tires. They complained complained all along about the progression of the cars. It was an antiquated car.
Can you read?
No, not my own handwriting. It was an antiquated car that we were racing, and people seemed to have wanted that car. This car jumped leap years ahead. We have to adjust to it. This is racing we have. This is the racing we have.
This
to
is
embrace
racing.
It.
Why you lose game?
Jesus Christ. This is the racing we have. We have to embrace it. Enjoy it. We are seeing spectacular stuff on the racetrack. Wrong.
End quote.
Yeah, just.
Why are you mad? It's only game.
Just wrong. Now, I get it. There is some really good racing that occurs. Kansas, Charlotte.
Even this year's Kansas
This year's
Kansas race wasn't even
was
all
not
that good.
great, but it was good. But Charlotte, phenomenal usually.
Was very good this year.
All the mile-and-a-half stuff checks all the boxes, right?
Atlanta, its own animal.
Atlanta's
Best racetrack
really
on
good.
the circuit.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Well,
It is.
Yeah.
The super speedway stuff sucks. The road course racing sucks. The short track racing sucks. So, yes, for the 6 times a year that we go to a mile-and-a-half track these days, yes, it's really good racing. But the rest of the time, it's a fucking crapshoot on whether or not the racing's going to be good. And it's not because the drivers aren't out there trying. It's not because NASCAR doesn't want good racing, because they do. They're just stupid on how the fuck they get it. And like I said earlier, if you put the fucking Gen 4 cars out there, every race would be better. Maybe not the mile-and-a-half stuff every week, but you would have great racing everywhere. And it's the car. It is 100% the car. Now, I get it. Kyle's got to say these things to stay relevant, or maybe NASCAR got in his ear or whatever.
Hey, say something nice about us.
But he is wrong in this situation. This car is not good. It is objectively worse racing week in, week out, other than the mile-and-a-half stuff, and it needs to be fixed. And I don't understand how somebody like him, who's been in the sport his whole life, who has seen pretty much every type of car there is to have in NASCAR, has raced most of them, how you can look at this and say, oh, yeah, this is what I want. I don't get it. I really don't. When you grew up and you watched your dad whooping everybody's asses in literal stock cars, and then you get into driving, in the Aero Wars of the 80s, and then you get into the Gen 4 Twisted Sister stuff, late 90s, early 2000s, like, you drove that shit. Then you get out and you start commentating the end of that Twisted Sister era, Gen 4 era, and you start commentating on the CO2 stuff. The COTs, I do it every fucking time I talk about this car.
It's been a while since we mentioned it. But yeah.
The COT stuff. And then, I'm pretty sure he probably talked shit about it then, just like everybody else did. Then they kind of fixed it a little bit, got in the Gen 6 era, and it was good. But now we're back in that kind of COT era of the cars sucking. And if anybody should know, it's Kyle Petty. It's Larry McReynolds. Like, it's these guys that have been around the sport forever that I feel like are shilling out for NASCAR because it's objectively worse. And I don't know how you could watch a race like that you watch on Sunday and watch cars follow each other around for 2.5 hours and not know that it's a problem. This is what people that talk shit about NASCAR think NASCAR is. And that's not good because we're trying to get these people interested in the sport. If somebody turns on a NASCAR race on Sunday, at the beginning of, the fall or the end of the summer when there's literally nothing else on television and they're watching the NASCAR race because it's the only thing on, and they're watching Shane Van Gisbergen win by 12 seconds and cars not be able to pass each other, they're probably not going to fucking tune in next week because it's boring. But if they tune in and watch the fucking Brad Keselowski, Marcus Ambrose race at Watkins Glen from the early 2010s, that might catch their fucking attention. And we're not getting that. If they turn on a Martinsville race or a Bristol race from the early 2010s, that might catch their attention. But watching what we've seen at Martinsville or Bristol every time except for one, which we happened to be at in March of last year, they're probably not going to fucking watch next week. If I took somebody to the night race that we went to last year for their first race, I would be apologizing the whole time. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm sorry, man. It's better than this. I promise it is. I get it. This sucks. This is not fun. I get it. I don't want to be here either because this is really bad. I feel like I wasted my time and money. And if somebody like me who fucking lives and breathes racing, who would literally fucking live at the racetrack if I could, if I'm not having a good time at the fucking Bristol night race, there's a fucking problem. There's a problem. And it's not the drivers. and it's not the track. So what does that leave us, Kyle? You tell me. What does that leave us? It's the fucking car. Fix the fucking car.
You said it well. The only thing I'll say that I do agree with Kyle is NASCAR fans always complain about something.
Facts.
And that's,
We do.
That's part of it where, yes, Kyle does. I do agree with Kyle on that. But the rest of it, I agree with you. It's just, I don't understand how you've been living, watching, breathing, racing like Kyle Petty has his whole life, and he thinks that this is adequate racing. Because it's not. It's not. We've harped on this enough, but it's not fun watching it. The drivers really don't have fun driving the cars. I mean, from what you hear, every week somebody had a third, fourth place. I can't go nowhere. I tried to get there to them. I couldn't. I can't go nowhere. Car's too tight or whatever. I tried, and it's just dirty air. Fucking everything. The tires don't work. It's frustrating.
Hell, I can't stand driving the motherfuckers on iRacing. They suck.
And if a car is not fun to drive, then how the fuck do you expect somebody to have a good time doing it? Like, I don't know. And I also think the SMT data, all this technology we have these days also hurt this car that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Oh, it's good. Technology's good for the sport. Analytics and other sports. I think analytics has destroyed other sports. Basketball has gone way downhill.
Shoot the three.
That's all you do.
Baseball. Hit the home run.
Hit the home run. Fuck everything else. Football. Go for it on 4th and 20.
Hey, I'm here for that.
I mean, that's fair. Football is probably the only sport that's kind of technology and analytics probably helped the sport, makes it more interesting, but everything else has destroyed the sport. Everybody knows, back in the day, you would wonder how the fuck Jeff Gord would drive into Martinsville into turn 1 and 3 because he was so good. Nobody knew it.
Cheating.
Okay. Nowadays, you can just pull it up. Oh, Denny Hamlin's doing this. I'll do this. 5 laps later, running the same fucking lap time. It's like cheating off a test. Hey, what you got over there? Is that the? Oh, you're doing. Is that the right? Okay, cool. I'll do that. Then guess what? You pick the same answer. You're running the same way. You're running the same speed. And guess what? When you run the same speed, you can't fucking pass nobody unless you move them or spin them or they make a mistake. I don't know how you can say this car is good when you deal with that shit on a weekly basis because the drivers deal with it. And they complain about it all the fucking time, and yet NASCAR still thinks we put on good racing every week when we don't.
We hadn't had a good race. Hell, I can't remember the last good race we had. Was it Charlotte?
Yeah, probably. Well, Atlanta. Atlanta was really good.
So we've had 2 since Charlotte.
Turn the 6 upside down. It's a 9 now.
Brad should have won that race.
Brad's going to need to win these next 2 races. Playoff bubble. We'll do this real quick. Bowman, 60 points above the cut line. Busher, 36 above the cut line, I believe. And Priest, minus 36 below the cut line. Everybody else has to win below them. Tyler Reddick, pretty sure if he starts this weekend and finishes like 25th, he'll advance. He'll advance on points to the playoffs. It comes down to Bowman, Busher, and Priest, and a new winner.
34.
So, Busher gained on Priest, which is good. Still in that dangerous area where if we get one more new winner, he's screwed.
If it ain't him.
And
which it could be. He could win either of the next 2 races.
He could. But a lot of guys could as well. So if I'm Busher, I'm aiming for that 48 car this weekend. Whatever he does.
Wreck him.
Fuck it. No, don't wreck him. But
hey, that might be able to get Priest and Busher in if we wreck them both weeks.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I got loose. Remember when Bowman pushed Byron into Keselowski in the 24 500 and wrecked the whole field? Busher can do that with
yes, I remember
Priest.
that well.
Yes, it was a great race. It was not. But, it seems pretty cut and dry. A winner, Busher's screwed unless he catches Bowman. I'm not even looking at Priest now, unless Busher blows up this weekend. I'm looking at that 26-point gap between Busher and Bowman. And I think Busher could get him if Bowman has a bad weekend. And Hendrick cars in the past have not been the best.
They're hit or miss at Richmond.
Hit or miss. Byron's usually pretty good. Larson's pretty good. I know Bowman won like spring of 21, but other than that, he's been pretty bad at Richmond. Elliott's not good at Richmond. So That's a chance. But Busher was not good at
Terrible
Richmond
at
last
Iowa,
year.
and he was terrible at Iowa.
Yeah, so it's sketchy. But I don't think we'll get a new winner this weekend, so come down to Daytona. But if I'm Busher, I'm aiming for that 48 car.
Yeah, I think
Not to wreck them, just outpoint them.
Nah, wreck him. Austin Hill's ass. But no, I think you're right. I think it's going to come down to whether or not we get a new winner at Daytona and where the points are between Busher and Bowman. I don't think Priest is going to be so much better than – he might outrun Busher this weekend, but I don't think he's going to gain 34 points on him. Busher's not going to finish last unless he wrecks. 20th maybe, but – is 10, 15 points going to be enough? No, obviously it won't, looking at the numbers. So Priest is pretty much going to have to win unless
he has to outgain them by 18 points the next 2 weeks.
Which is going to be tough. I don't think he's 18 positions better than Chris Buescher. I don't think he's better than Chris Buescher. Now, he has been a lot of the year, but that's because Buescher has had some off races. But I think it is going to come down to whether or not we get a new winner at Daytona. The good news is, for me, if it is a new winner at Daytona, I think it's more likely than not it's one of the Roush guys. They're very good there. Chris Buescher won the summer race at Daytona a few years back. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Preece, they're going to be competitive. I think next week's going to be big for them. But I would not sneeze at any of those three winning this race this weekend. Buescher won this race a few years ago. Brad Keselowski should have won Iowa, and he's been good here. Ryan Preece has been good on all the short tracks. So I think at least two of the three, hopefully all three of them will be competitive. But like you said, I think if I'm Chris Buescher, I'm going for points. This weekend, I'm going to try to outpoint that 48 car. I'm going to try to jump that 48 car and not worry about it. It is not that difficult for him to point his way in. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be chalk. I said it last week. Buescher, Bowman, Reddick.
I said that.
I did too.
No, you said it's going to be something else. Oh, no, I'm the one that said it. My bad. I said it's going to be something happening.
Dumbass.
Sorry. Hit that button for Attaboy.
Attaboy!
Attaboy time. My attaboy from Watkins Glen. It's a tough one. Could give it to Shane for whooping the ass again. Could give it to Connor. Might give it to him in the next segment. It's a tough one. I'm going to give mine. I'll give mine to Chris Buescher. Third, I know it's not the win he wanted, but he had a top three car all day. He's one of the rare guys that could work his way up through the field. And he had, like you said, he didn't pit in stage one, won the stage, and he kind of got but kind of got taken advantage of on that next restart by just getting past everybody on fresher tires. But Priest was in the same boat as him, and so was Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott never saw him again. Priest really never saw him again either. Buescher, they called a great race strategy-wise. Scott Graves did a great job still flipping that stage, or not flipping the stage, getting that stage win, and still being able to come up there and compete for the win at the end of the race. That is rare. That is very rare that you see somebody take the stage points and still have a chance to win the race. And it gives a lot of credit to Scott Graves, Chris Buescher for driving his ass off in the car. Did have nothing for Shane, but he got his way up to second. If Shane's not in that race, Chris Buescher probably wins this race, according to how him and Christopher Bell would have raced there at the end on that last lap. But man, it was just a impressive run for Chris. Qualified 12th, right? 12th, 13th, somewhere around there. So it wasn't the best qualifying effort, but still good enough. And like I said, he fell back, worked his way back up through the field, still got some stage points in stage 2, I believe, and then still worked his way back up through the field and had a chance to win the race if Shane breaks, has a bad pit stop, whatever. And past William Byron, past Blaney, past Briscoe, past Ross, past a lot of good guys that were ahead of him most today. And just did a great job execution-wise. Just you can't beat Shane when he's on that level, and that car is that good for Shane in the 88. So he was the best of the rest. I know in the stats it won't say it, but he was a better car than Christopher Bell all day. Just Christopher Bell had the fresher tires at the end, and Chris, I think he said he kind of ran the tires off of it after he passed Byron, getting his way up to second place. So attaboy to Chris Buescher, Scott Gray 17 team. Good points day for him, won a stage, gained on their teammate Priest in the cut line, and did a really good job. Impressed me on Sunday because I really didn't know what to expect from the 17 team. They've been struggling the past few weeks on speed and performance, and this past weekend they showed out again and showed why they're one of the best on the road courses in the Cup Series. So attaboy, Chris Buescher and team.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious one. Probably the
The
one
obvious one is fucking Shane Van
Yeah,
Gisbergen.
that's who I'm going to give it to. The other obvious one, Shane. Whenever, he got into these Cup cars, we knew he was going to be super competitive on the road course stuff. I don't think anybody foresaw him being, the second coming. He has beat the fuck out of the field as far as road course racing goes on average. It is more likely than not that he wins these races, and it's him against the field. It's pretty extraordinary how good he is, and because we've seen guys from the past, come into these cars and not these cars, but come into Cup and not really be that good. You think of guys like Juan Pablo Montoya, who is, raced in F1, raced in IndyCar, won everything there is to win overseas, raced in, WEC and endurance stuff and been competitive, and really wasn't all that competitive for the most part in Cup. Marcus Ambrose, AJ Allmendinger. There's a lot of guys.
Sam Hornish.
There's a lot of guys that you could look at that came over from other series that you expected to be better, especially on the road course stuff, and just did not get the job done. Shane is not that guy. I think Shane is one of the more talented race car drivers in the world. And obviously you see that every week when we go to the road course stuff, but man, if he figures out these ovals, and I think he will, I think he's going to be a problem. I don't know if he'll ever be a Cup champion, but man, if he can figure out how to turn left, which I think he's doing,
Straight left.
he is going to be a fucking problem because he's going to win more road courses than not. And if he can, just be good on the ovals and get top tens, he'll be a shoo-in for the 8, the final 8. Or whatever the fuck they call it, the
round of 8.
The round of 8, yeah. And anything can happen once you get in that scenario. So, hell, he might make the round of 8 this year just based on his fucking seeding and his stage points and his playoff points, because he's got the most wins. He's tied for the most wins, and there's still another road course to go. So if he finishes well at Daytona or wins Daytona, which could happen, or Talladega, you got, like I said, the Roval. There's still some chances out there for him to be good. We're going to go to some of these racetracks for the second time, which a lot of growth can happen the second time that you come back to a racetrack. I think Shane's going to be one to watch for the next couple of years. So, attaboy Shane for adapting quick.
Yep, that's a good one. Other side of the spectrum, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm going to give it to you for whatever the fuck that was. No, I'm going
to...
to...
either editing if there's like a dead space.
I got you. I'm going to go outside of NASCAR for my You Can't Do That this week. I'm going to give mine to sports pundits and all of these contract negotiation talks, mostly from the NFL for these past couple weeks. Michael Parsons, what's the dude from the Bengals? Whatever.
Hawkinson?
T.J.
Hawkinson?
No.
No. The D end for
whatever
Cincinnati?
the white dude from the D end for Cincinnati. Him.
Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson.
The Terry McLaurin, there's a bit of a contract dispute going on there. I don't understand how. Like, I get it, everybody's pro player. Like, I get it. Jerry Jones has got trillions of fucking dollars. He could pay Michael Parsons if he wanted to. Whoever the fuck it is that owns, Washington, they could pay Terry McLaurin if they wanted to.
They're news. They're
Mike Brown could pay Trey Hendrickson if he wanted
cheap.
to.
He's cheap, though.
Here's the problem. This is a fucking business, okay? And Jerry Jones didn't make his billions of dollars by listening to what fucking Stephen A. Smith has to say. Mike Brown didn't make his money listening to what fucking Stephen A. Smith has to say. Nor did whoever it is that owns the fucking Redskins, the fucking Washington football team, Washington Commanders, whatever the fuck they're called. I get it. We're pro player. Go get your money. Here's the problem, though. All of these motherfuckers signed a contract to play football. Did they not? Mm-hmm. They signed a contract, and I don't know what the fucking numbers are, but if Trey Hendrickson signed a contract to play for $20 million this year, guess what Trey Hendrickson should do? He should play football for $20 million this year because he signed the fucking contract. If he wanted a new contract this year, he shouldn't have signed a contract for this year. He should have signed a 2-year contract instead of a 3-year contract. But guess what? He said 3 years ago, hey, in 2025, I will play football for this amount of money. I have no idea why people think he has the right to say, you know what? I played really well last year. I think I deserve more money. You might deserve more money, but you signed the fucking contract. If you didn't want to play for this amount of money, you should not have signed the contract 3 years ago. If you thought you were going to be the best defensive player in the league 3 years ago, you wouldn't have signed that contract. This came out of nowhere. Nobody thought you were going to be this good, including you. Now, if you go out there and play that well this year, guess what you'll be next year? A free agent. And you can go anywhere the fuck you want. You can go play for Jacksonville. You can go play for, New England. You can go play anywhere. You can go play for somebody that's going to pay you when you don't have a contract to play football right now. But you do. And you signed it. Nobody forced you to. Nobody held a gun to your head and said, you have to sign this and play for this amount of money. You did it. You agreed to the terms of the contract.
You think be mad at your agent.
And now, because you played well last year, you think you're entitled to more. More than the $20 million. You are one of the richest people in the world, and you're playing a fucking child's game, and you're complaining about not making enough money. Fuck you. That's ridiculous. I can't go to my boss and say, hey, I made, this many cases this year, and I did this, and I did that, and I wrote this many reports. I'm not getting a fucking raise based on that. You can't go to your guys and say, hey, I'm the best guy pressing this button on this machine. Give me a new raise.
I wish it was that easy.
It's not.
I made this amount of tires this year. Give me more money.
You can't do it. In the real world, it does not exist. It does not exist. Yes,
For far less money.
There are certain... I get a fucking 2% raise every year based on cost of living. Yippee.
I don't even get that.
I can get a 3% merit raise based on, my evaluation at the end of the year. I can get that. I'm not entitled to that, but I can get that. But most people don't just get to go and say, hey, I did really well last year. Give me $20 million more, or I'm just going to not play. If I was the owner of a football team, you're not getting a new contract until your contract is up. Just not happening. You sign the motherfucker, we're going to run it out. And if I own the football team and Trey Hendrickson doesn't want to play football, guess what? I'm suing your ass for breach of contract because you told me you were going to fucking be here. And there's no reason that you're not. I think it's fucking asinine that these players get off it. I deserve more. Give me more. Give me more. Even though I'm the third fucking richest person in my state, I get paid millions and millions of dollars to play a game, to run around and do fuck all. I'm going to retire at 34, and my family is set for the rest of my life and the rest of theirs because I can play a game a little bit better than everybody else can, to sit there and just say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not coming to practice. Fuck you. Pay me more. I think it's ridiculous. And I think that all these fucking sports pundits are out of their fucking mind to take the player's position on this. I think it's dumb. So you can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. It's money. What's that saying? Greed. What isn't it like money with greed or something?
Sure it is.
Yeah, whatever that saying is.
Saying.
Whatever it is, but I agree with you. Yeah, people are just entitled these days. You never, that I'm aware of, you really didn't hear about this back in the 80s and 90s when they were making way less money and it was way more dangerous. Now, I'm sure you did, but it wasn't nearly as much. No way. But it is what it is. It's a business, like you said, and if you signed a contract, you should uphold your end of the contract. Cause,
now, I will say this: I think every contract should be guaranteed. I think if you sign the contract to play football, if you get hurt, you should get that money. If you get cut, you should get that money. I think it should go both ways. I think the teams should have to pay what they agreed to pay the player, regardless of performance or regardless of if they're on the team or not, or regardless if they're hurt. I think they should have to pay. They sign the contract, you're getting the money. That's the way I look at it. Get rid of non-guaranteed contracts, but also get rid of players sitting out. Yeah. I think every contract should be guaranteed unless you do something stupid and get fired or you can't play because you're doing something dumb. Like, hey, you get arrested, you go to prison, I'm not going to pay you the $50 million I owe you. Yeah. Sorry, not happening. But if you get hurt playing the game I'm paying you to play, yeah, I think you should probably have to pay them.
Yeah. Well said. My you can't do that. I'm going to go back to racing here. I'm going to give it to Chase Elliott and the 9 team. Just a terrible weekend. A track to where he was a sneaky contender, favorite to win this race, and he came nowhere close. Qualified bad. Gustin had terrible strategy. Chase didn't drive the car well. Just overall bad weekend for the 9. Lost their top 20 streak. Just a track that I never would have thought it would come to an end unless he broke or got in a wreck or something. But also his spotter, Trey Poole. I think it was either into stage 1 or stage 2. Trey said, "All right, green and white checkered here." Trey starts slowing down. Alan Gustin comes over the radio. Yeah, it's still under green, by the way. And John Hunter Nemechek comes flying up behind him because Chase is slowing down way because he thought the stage ended. He had to fight off John Hunter for whatever position it was. I don't know how you make a mistake there like that if you're a spotter. Just embarrassing. It's like Tyler Reddick a few years ago at Homestead. I think 2020 COVID year when he's driving the 8. Spotter. Or no, it wasn't even a spotter. Tyler Reddick thought it was the checkered flag. Start slowing down. God, we should have had a chance there. And the spotter's screaming, "It's still green. There's 1 to go. Go!" Kind of like that. Not quite as dramatic, but end of the stage really didn't matter. He didn't lose a spot, but that just proves how unjointed that 9 team was last weekend. Just a bad weekend for Chase and team, and they've had a couple bad weeks in a row. They got to get it together. So probably lost the regular season championship to William Byron. They're over 40 points behind now. They still got Daytona, which anything can happen, in Richmond. But Richmond is not a good track for Chase. So it's probably William Byron's to lose now, when I thought Chase needed those 15 playoff points way more than William Byron did, even though William Byron's only got one more win than them. But just still a bad weekend for the 9 team, and Chase Elliott at one of his better tracks. So you can't do that to Chase Elliott and the whole 9 team for just a terrible weekend.
Rich Wood?
Did you see that video? I saw it today.
No. I heard about it, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Rich Wood?
Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond this week. Yippee.
Saturday night.
At least they are turning left. But I'm not expecting a whole lot. Iowa wasn't fantastic. It was good for me because Brad should have won the race. But Racing was not phenomenal there, to say the least. Richmond has always kind of been a track. I think it'll kind of be a race this weekend as well. Hopefully, it's boosted by the fact that my guys are competitive and one of them wins, but I'm not holding my breath on that. Hopefully, there's some racing that occurs instead of following. Hopefully, there's some bump and run, not some bump and wreck like we got at the end of Richmond last year. It's the only race Richmond gets on the calendar this year, so hopefully a one and done might, increase the excitement there. But we will see. I expect the Toyotas to be fast this weekend. The Toyotas and the Fords, like you said, the Chevys, Hendrick, for example, which is the prime Chevrolet team, has been hit or miss. The 5 has not been good over the summer, so I'm not expecting him to be super competitive. Chase Elliott is hit or miss here. William Byron's probably been the most consistent car, obviously, as far as the points are. He has been. So I expect him to be the bell cow for the Chevys. But I think it's going to be a Ford and Toyota show. I think it's going to come down to a Penske car, maybe a Roush guy, and one of the Joe Gibbs Toyotas at the end of the race, Denny Hamlin or the 20, that get the job done. So hopefully it's one of the Roush guys. One of my guys needs to win this week. One of my guys need to win next week. It's the only way I'm going to get 2 in. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, 10-4. RCR, obviously, Austin Dillon went in here last year. He deserved to win the race up until the wreck and the restart, all the crazy stuff that happened after that. But he should be good. It's probably his best track. So he should be competitive. Kyle Busch, you think if Austin's fast, he should be fast as well. Yeah. But
not even drinking.
Yeah, I know. It's bad day. Fuck. Bad day for me. But yeah, I think this race will be better than Iowa. This race last year actually was pretty decent as far as pacing, as far as racing goes. You had some comers and goers throughout the field. It wasn't just follow the leader. Multi-groove, Richmond is pretty wide in that aspect. You can kind of use the top a little bit here if your car works there. Not like Homestead or Kansas, not like that, but I mean it'll work if your car can get it to work. Next gen car, though, I don't know how well it will do. I can't remember if anybody's like on the very, very top in the next gen era at this track. I know they used to do it in the Gen 6 there for a while, but so Saturday night racing, it'll be cooler. I'm a little scared about that. Usually night racing at a short track has been pretty bad, but I think it should be a decent race. I'm hoping it'll have not some chaos, just some drama. Hope some guys get butt hurt, some bumping and running, I don't want no dumping and running, but I want some bump and run, some aggressive driving, but don't take it over the top. And I think Toyotas are the manufacturer to beat this weekend, though. I think 2311 and Joe Gibbs will probably be the winners of this race, unfortunately. But I could see Logano be good. Almost won this race last year. Blaney's been not that great here. It's never been a good track for Blaney, but he could be good here if a long run, his tires, he's best at saving his tires. So, yeah, it should be an interesting weekend. Hendrick, like I said, hit or miss here. Trackhouse, not really expecting a whole lot from them. But Roush, we'll see. They were good here. They sucked here last year, so I'm not sure what to expect as far as that team goes. But hoping it's a good race. We need one before Daytona next weekend. I hope it gets some momentum, have a good race, good finish here. 2-3 cars battling for the lead at the end of the race. I don't want a whole bunch of overtimes, but I'd like it to come down to 10, 15, 20 lap sprint to the finish, and may the best man win.
Yeah, well, with that being said, you are whooping my ass in the pick'em.
Pick Shane, give me another 2 points. Unfortunately, I cannot pick him for the Roval, so you can have him for the Roval.
Probably won't even pick him.
But
no, I will.
You should. Yeah, I'm up 18-10 now, 8-point lead, but no lead is safe, like in college football. So I'm not laying up necessarily this week, but I will go with a guy that I don't want to win the race. But I think he'll be good. I don't know if he'll, like I said, I don't know if he'll win, but he should be solid. He's had the best stretch of his career the past 5-6 weeks with a win on top of everything. He's in the playoffs. He can go out there and just kind of run. He's been very good at this track before. And like I said, Toyota is very fast at this track. Give me Bubba Wallace this weekend.
That's a terrible pick. Thank you for that. It's still probably going to beat my guy because I am throwing a Hail Mary. This is almost a must-win for him. This is picking with my heart, not my head. Give me Brad Keselowski. Very, very, very good at Iowa. Brought the best piece there. Very similar racetrack this weekend in Richmond. That 6 car for the past 2.5 months has been fast on all the ovals. Unfortunately, been a lot of road courses in between them. So I think he can win a race this year. I think his car is good enough. I think he's in a good enough spot right now as far as driver and crew and everything that goes along with making a race car go fast. I think that's all meshing now. A lot of people don't remember, that team is essentially brand new engineers, new crew chief, a lot of learning curves at the beginning of the season, but needs a win to make the playoffs. Would much rather it come this weekend than next. At least he would kind of get that monkey off of his back.
Puts Chris out, though, if he wins.
It does. But let me tell you who I'm picking next week. But
Cody Ware.
Yes. But I think Brad's going to be super competitive. I don't know if he'll win the race. I'm rooting for him to win the race, obviously. I would like to see Brad make a deep run in the playoffs. I think that car's fast enough. I think he's good enough right now to make a deep run in the playoffs. I just think he needs an opportunity, and the only way he's going to get it's by winning. So I think they're going to go all out on strategy to win this race Saturday. Maybe take a 2-tire pit stop. Try to get some track position somewhere in that race to get up towards the front and hopefully be able to hold on to it. So give me Brad Keselowski. Give me that 6 car to take home the trophy on Saturday.
It's a good pick. He definitely could do it. I just don't know about the speed of Roush at Richmond.
If the Iowa race didn't happen,
you wouldn't pick
this
him?
pick would not be happening. Yeah. But he was by far the best car at Iowa.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, Riley, what you got going on this weekend?
Not a damn thing. I'll be off, so I'll be watching the racing, not drinking beer.
Unfortunately.
Hopefully it'll quit fucking raining so I can get some yard work done. Hopefully I can get in the gym and lift some heavy things. Yeah.
When have you ever lifted heavy things?
I'm stronger than you.
Okay.
Let's deadlift.
I could probably deadlift more than you. I just probably fuck myself up.
We'll see.
Yeah. I work this weekend, but I'm on days, so luckily I can get home right when the race starts, and I should be able to watch it on Saturday. That's a good thing about a Saturday night race. As far as the way my schedule lines up this time, I can watch the race and get pissed off probably and go to bed and go to work early Sunday morning. That's probably how it's going to work, but that's all I got. Got the next couple of days off. I'm going to hit the gym, do some things around the house, and edit the podcast, and get mad at college football, and
who we got this
all that
week?
stuff. Who do we have this week?
I don't know. But
my Rice dynasty's got North Texas.
Yeah. Go Mean Green. Mean Green was whooping that ass. You got lucky that shit cut off.
Yeah, you're only winning by a touchdown, but
Yeah.
you were going to win their game.
Yeah.
I'm not even arguing on that. I couldn't stop you. But, yeah, y'all appreciate y'all for listening. If you made it far
Neither
into
could Ohio State.
Yeah, fucked them up. If y'all made it this far in the episode, appreciate you. Drink an ice-cold beer, shotgun a beer, or have a nice cold Coca-Cola. And, yeah, follow us on TikTok at the Highline Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at the Highline Official. Follow us on YouTube at the Highline Podcast. Follow the show on Instagram. Follow the show on Spotify and Apple Podcast at the Highline. Hit the notification bell.
Ding, ding.
To get every update every time we drop an episode. We'll come back with you next week to review Richmond and talk about the penultimate race for the regular season cutoff, Daytona.
Doesn't penultimate mean second to last?
Maybe. The last race in the regular season, damn it. All right. We'll catch you next week. Go Tigers.
Go Cox.